Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another Friday Night Spotlight brought to you by 911 Air Repair, your local air conditioning expert specializing in maintenance, repair, and new installations. We are officially at the halfway mark and beyond for all of our teams. Things are getting a little more clear with some teams, not so much with other teams, and then there's other teams that we just know, okay, they're struggling a lot this year. So, looking at our game of the week, this is in the 3A conference. It's a rivalry game. Coolidge at Florence, and there's a lot of questions surrounding these two teams. Which team is going to show up on which side, and depending on how that goes, that's how this game is going to turn out. David, what are you expecting from this game?
Yeah, I think with the start of the year, if you told us that Coolidge would be coming to this game with a winning record and Florence wouldn't, I think that would be a little bit of a shock to both of us just from the pedigree that they both had these last years. But there's been a lot of changeover for both of these teams, and honestly, we love this matchup anytime it happens every single year. If you're a fan of Pinal County football and you don't like the Florence and Coolidge games, something's wrong with you because this is always the best game of the year or one of the best games of the year. And I think Florence has just had a tough start for the year just with all that changeover, but also they've had a really tough schedule going up against some really tough teams in 3A. So, and Coolidge, to their credit, has done a very good job with their lightened schedule. So it's really going to be the standard bearer that we're going to see here in this Friday game. Will it be, Florence be the team that kind of takes over, or is Coolidge going to be a team that kind of steps up and really shows what they're made of? I really like both of these teams in this one. I still think I have Florence taking it just for the pedigree that they have, but I'm sure Coolidge is definitely going to put up a fight, and it's going to be a really fun game to watch. I'm jealous I don't get to see it in person, but we'll be happy to bring it to you.
So, looking at Florence, like David mentioned, they've faced some tough opponents. The last 2 weeks, they have been so close to pulling off some really big upsets. 2 weeks ago against Thatcher, they were in the red zone, just so close to crossing that goal line and a fumble. That's pretty much what cost them the game. Last week against Tucson Pushridge, it was something similar. Florence was right there. Another fumble. Tucson Pushridge took that all the way back for a touchdown. So the key for Florence in this game is they got to clean up those mistakes. They can't let that happen. Ball security is a big issue for them right now. And Coolidge on the other side, hey, if this happens, I believe Coolidge will be able to capitalize on those mistakes. Looking at Coolidge, they have a little more balanced offense. Right now, they're kind of going with a three-headed quarterback monster, more or less. Kenneth Franklin so far has taken majority of the passes, but Dace Cade, we really got to highlight this kid here. Not only can he help out with the passing game, but so far 437 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns. But the big question here is Kelshawn Dixon Wright. Will he be available for this game or not? If he is available, look for him to be another game-changing factor for this Bears team. If not, hey, the Bears still have plenty of other weapons that they can utilize on offense. David, is there anything else you want to add about this game?
I just still think it's going to be a really fun matchup here. I want to see Florence really show something that they're worthy of this team, but I also want to see Coolidge step up and really rise to the occasion here. This has always been a really fun rivalry to watch over the years, and I think they're going to add another great chapter in this one, and we'll be looking forward to seeing it.
Moving on for our additional games to watch, David, what do you have your eye on?
I'm looking at the Maricopa Rams going up against Desert View in this game. I really like Maricopa this season ever since beating CG Union in kind of an upset victory. They've been riding high, and they were so close to winning another close game against Flowing Wells. They lost in overtime last week, so I think there's a lot of momentum even with that loss for this Maricopa Rams team. Jose Cardona Jr. is still an absolute star at the quarterback position for them. He does literally everything for them. He will throw the ball, he will run the ball, and he'll even kick it for you too. So he is a huge difference maker. You have to look for him to continue to rise to the occasion and continue to be the standard bearer for what this team does moving forward. I think they have a good chance in this one if everything falls right for them. We'll have to see how it plays out, but I think Jose Cardona is going to play a huge factor in this team, not only in this game, but moving forward as well as they continue to try and do something here and potentially make a playoff push.
My additional one to watch is going to be Poston Butte. Now, Poston Butte the past couple of years has been a powerhouse running team. They've been a playoff contender. But things are different this year. They're under a new head coach, and everything is kind of a rebuild year, going through some growing pains and everything. Even though they have some experienced players coming back, among those guys is Easton Folletti. He is their leading rusher with 283 yards, 3 touchdowns. But that's pretty much it for Poston Butte's offense. They've struggled with their passing game. Nobody else has really been able to step up and help Folletti. And not just that, 283 rushing yards in 4 games. That's not a lot going by Poston Butte standards. Unfortunately, things don't get any easier for them from here on out. They're going up against Peoria this year. Their quarterback alone, 689 passing yards. So the question here is just, how can Poston Butte build off of this season and potentially see where they stand and what they can do next year? I mean, I know it's early on, it's just halfway through the season, but growing pains and everything, this is kind of where you're tested to see, can you handle this mentally? How do you improve? How do you just try to get better little by little each and every week? So those are the big questions for Poston Butte. Not our only team struggling here. We mentioned Florence, ALA Ironwood, also kind of in the same boat. Apache Junction, Santan Foothills. So not a lot going right for these teams. So it's just a matter of how can we improve little by little each and every week. David, anything else you want to add?
We said it at the beginning of the season, there's going to be a lot of change and a lot of difference from what we've seen in previous years. A lot of teams still trying to find their footing and trying to figure this out on a new path forward. So it's just a per the course so far this season. We're going to have to see what teams step up and what they can really do throughout the rest of the year.
As always, here is our Pinal County schedule for this week. No Thursday games, and as always, be sure to check out Pinal Central and also our picks. I am currently in the lead.